That's the story of my life, actually.
I remember going through a lot of skin problems.
I am enjoying every single step of that.
My kids are fed and they're alive.
I would be the plastic surgeon in San Francisco.
Like, shoot, am I doing this facial right? Am I following sanitation?
Hey guys, super thrilled and very excited. This is the expert on expert video. We are doing something special for you. I will be asking Mariah 5 main questions into the area when she is expert, when she is professional. And she will be asking questions when I am an expert and I'm professional. I don't know her questions, she doesn't know mine, so it's gonna be fun. Stay tuned, guys. Mariah.
Yes.
Can you share with me your journey into the world of aesthetics? What's inspired you to become an esthetician?
You know, before I ever became an esthetician, actually, being an esthetician was not a thing. Like esthetician, no one even knew what that word was. I remember going through a lot of skin problems growing up. Like I had a really bad acne, my skin was really a damper on my confidence growing up. And having acne was something I really struggled with. So when I found out that I actually went to a school with my friend who was going to get her cosmetology license at this school, and she told me to come with her, and she's like, hey, come to the school with me, sign up for hair. And I was like, okay, let's go. So I went to that school to actually sign up to become a cosmetologist. And in that, when I went to the school to sign the papers, I saw that there was a spa on the left-hand side of the school, and I was like, what is this? Like, I'd never heard of it. So I walk in and they took me on a tour of the spa, and these girls were in scrubs and they were doing facials, and I was like, do they treat skin? And they were like, yes, they treat skin. And so that's really how the questions arise. I actually left that day, signed up to be an esthetician, and I started 2 weeks later, and this was 12 years ago, and here I am now living my dream as an esthetician and school owner now.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. Okay, Olga, a question for you now. Tell me, how did Zemitz start and become, how was this business born? I know that you were previously an MD, that's like what you went to school for. You have a lot of schooling. Mm-hmm. How did you go from that to starting equipment? How did that happen?
That's the story of my life, actually. It started many years ago when I thought I would be the plastic surgeon in San Francisco. So I have this very exact vision in my head when I was a student of the medical school, and I thought I'm gonna be plastic surgeon and I will be in San Francisco. I have the Golden Gate Bridge in my mind. I knew I would be there. And then on the halfway through my medical school, I realized that my empathy was too strong, which is like my weak point, because I cannot deal with the actual human being. I was able to do the perfect theory parts, perfect anatomy, pathology, and all the stuff. And as soon as I turned to be treating actual patients in the hospital, it always was like a really harsh portion for me. Finished up with tears and stress at home, and I decided I don't want to treat anybody in person, but I still wanted to create something that would be able to help those who wants to achieve some beauty goals. So I wanted, and I didn't know that point, the way it's gonna turn and how it will go, but I wanted to create something that will help achieve beautiful results without actual any incisions, injections, blood, and all the stuff, because this is something that really does not make me happy. So we come up with the idea that it might be some kind of equipment, and I start learning this subject, and I saw that there is a big gap between whatever is offering to the market and what actually works, and there is a big misunderstanding between estheticians who are trained at aesthetic school, and they unfortunately don't have enough complete picture with the anatomy and physiology of the body and the skin. So we start implementing my knowledge from the medical school into the devices, how exactly they can work, how exactly ultrasound can change, improve, prevent, etc., different changes in situation of the skin. And then it just started from really small team, like three of us. And then it grew for, I was counting, it's now 150 people all over the world, which is crazy even thinking of that. But I'm super proud, and this is my life. I mean, this is what I live. Okay, my next question, Mariah, would be, what were the biggest challenges you faced when you just started your first solo career?
Well, I think there were quite a few things that I struggled with, but number one would have to be the confidence, because when I graduated school, I did not feel confident. Like I didn't feel like I knew half of what I really knew that I was going to need to go solo. And I think honestly, they say ignorance is bliss. I didn't know what it was going to really take to go solo. I thankfully had my husband who is an entrepreneur himself. So like having him to like push me and be like, hey, this is going to work. You're going to figure it out as you go was like super helpful. But I would say the biggest challenge was not having confidence in my actual skill. So when I was getting clients in, I didn't have a problem getting clients in. But once they did come in, I was like, shoot, am I doing this facial right? Am I following sanitation? Am I doing this correctly? And that was hard because I didn't work under someone where I was like, hey, they taught me how to do things the right way. I had to really be self-taught, and that was, you know, really, really hard. I would also say growing and expanding was a little bit hard as far as knowing what that meant. I didn't have a business plan like when I first started my business, like originally. And so I didn't really have like goals. I didn't have like a set plan of how I was going to market myself, how I was going to grow. Like I didn't know what that looked like. And so that was a huge struggle that I kind of had to get over. And again, self-teach myself how to do those things. And I would say it took, you know, a good year, 2 years to really do that. That was challenging. You originally started Zemets, Advanced Aesthetics, in Ukraine, yes? So what was the biggest difference going from Ukraine to the US? Because you're here now. Yes. What was that like and how different was it for you?
Thank you for this question. That was very different. Started from that. The biggest difference was that I thought I could speak English when I was just going here. And the moment I came, I understood that no one can get me. So the biggest challenge for me, it was the language barrier. So the most important is not just the mentality, because the way how I used to run business and how our team used to communicate with the clients in Ukraine is so much different from whatever is happening here. So the biggest challenge was to learn what are the rules of communication here in the US. Though I think that we were able to bring something special which was not yet common here, but now we already implemented it into the industry, and we learned a lot from the local clients, from ambassadors, from the feedback that we have, and we constantly grow and we constantly change non-stop. Our team is actually very sad about that, and they're very upset when I come with the new idea. We need to do something new, and they're like, come on, again. So we are growing constantly. The biggest thing what I think is the customer care. Back in Ukraine, we used to have everything dedicated to the client. So the client always was number one to us. We used to do like very in-depth training. We spent a lot of time with the clients. We tracked till the very moment when they got the equipment, how they trained, how they're using it on their clients, what are the feedback, how they like it, etc. So we bring this our mindset in here, and we are implementing it already. So our team, even though all of our team here is American, but they using these unwritten rules when we are working with our clients. And I think it's cool because we are changing a little bit the industry and rising up the standards. Same as, for example, you are doing with the practice of the schools and academies, rising up the bar, making it cool, making it higher end, making it more customer oriented, etc. And another thing, really quick, I think that technologies, what is popular in Ukraine is not popular in the US. So we had to shift our mindset. Let's say Ukraine and other European countries, they are really, really focused on the body contouring. And we were the biggest in the cavitation and the pressotherapy. So as soon as we started business here, it was a big challenge to educate everybody. What is the ultrasound? What is the cavitation? How it works? What is different from the regular sonophoresis or phonophoresis, and then what is pressotherapy? No one knew, and then why you have to have it, what are the benefits, etc. But then the market also trained us as of what is the demand, and demand is different. Demand is on the facial for now, so now we are solely and 80% of our time we are focusing on the facial treatments. So I think it's more about listening to what audience and your clients have to tell you and implementing it further into the business. This is what we are doing. So my next question is, how do you manage the crazy work and very fulfilled life balance?
Man, this is a really good question. And I have to say, a lot of people say balance, like, oh, how you balance everything. I don't believe in balance, to be honest. I think there are seasons when, I'm really dedicated to work right now and some things have to be put aside. Maybe my house isn't very clean, but my work's getting done. My kids are fed and they're alive, and that's enough sometimes. It's true. And so I would say there's no such thing as balance, but as far as managing, I would say having top priority list of things that are the most important things and always making sure that those things get done first. Always making sure that my husband and kids feel like, I'm listening to them. I'm doing my best to be present in my kids' life because they're only going to be young once and I'm never going to get this time back. So being present with them, but also showing them that, hey, mom's building a business and I'm doing this because I want to show you that there's more than just working for someone your entire life. You can do your own thing. You can start your own business. You can create, your own financial wealth for your life in your future. And so the kids get to see that from me and my husband running his own business as well. And so I think that's really important. That's something that my husband and I, take very seriously. And that's just part of our life and our kids' life as well. But I would say just trying to put top priority first and then trickle things down to the least important things. And also delegate out things that are, minor things that maybe could be delegated out, just have someone else do it. If it's taxes, if it's, hiring someone to help you, whatever it looks like, delegating has been a huge thing that's helped. Tell us, I know you have gone through a lot in your journey, through starting Zenmits and everything. What has been a really difficult challenge that you've had to overcome and how did you overcome it?
The challenges. So it was a lot. It was a lot of different challenges. They were in the different aspects. It might be team related, myself related, business related, product related, a lot of them. I think that one of the biggest one for me personally, I had two. So one was to understand that I'm not the final destination and not all the questions should be finished by me. So I had this mindset that any question that is asked by anyone in our company, I have to know the answer and I have to kind of be the final responsible for that. And it was kind of a lot because I had the feeling that I am responsible for everything. And the solution was to rely on the team because actually the team is absolutely amazing. The team is based on the professionals. And the secret for me was to give them freedom to be responsible for their projects, for their areas. So that was my personal achievement going through this. So now I am a part of the team. I am not the one who is I think that I'm doing everything. I'm one of us. And the second one, I think putting myself on camera. This is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm not sure how is that the common issue or struggle or lack of confidence, even though knowing that you are smart enough to share the information like all of us. And I'm talking to a lot of ambassadors and a lot of influencers, and they all at the beginning of their journey was shy to share and shy to stand up in front of the camera to talk. And I felt first, of course, the language barrier. I think still that not everything that I'm saying is clear. But now as I have the feedback from all of you guys and I have the feedback from the audience when they like to listen what I can share, disregard my language barrier, disregard the translation and all of that, it's fun. So now I do enjoy it. So that's an interesting fact. So I started as a challenge to do it, and now this is something I truly enjoy because I know for 14 years in this industry I have a lot to share and I can give you different perspectives, like from the business point, from anatomy, from medical point, from packaging point, like a lot of different ideas that I can share. So now I enjoy it. So this is it. My next question is actually very helpful for all the esthetists out there who are thinking about becoming either esthetician or solo esthetician. What kind of certification or training you have to have in order to become an esthetician?
So every state is very different. Some states require, like, obviously your license to become an esthetician. So that's, if that's what you're referring to, like the 600 hours, every state's going to be very different. I would also highly recommend doing some type of business class. Like, I will be, you know, obviously through my aesthetics program, offer a business class in the curriculum. Not all schools do this. In fact, probably most schools don't. But taking a business class so that you really know how to track your numbers, you know how to do all these things, I say would be super helpful. And obviously advanced trainings, advancements, because what you learn in school is not enough to go out there and just start your own business. You really do have to have those extra skills under your belt as well. Olga, you are extremely ambitious. It's one of the reasons that I love you so much and connect with you so well. If someone's watching this and she is also an ambitious woman who wants to start, whether it's her own solo business or whatever, she wants to start her own business, what piece of advice would you give her as she is just beginning her journey?
So from my perspective, how I do it and how I did it, as soon as you want something, as soon as you really wish it happened, your full attention is dedicated to it. So you cannot learn anything except that. For me personally. So if I am really motivated into some new project, I am interested in that, everything that I will be doing will be about that. I will be asking some experts in this subject. I will start following those people who are already achieving success in this subject. All of my YouTube pretty much will be all about this, how to, etc., etc., etc. But those will be, for me, some tips and maybe resources for my insights. For example, the book that you recommend me to read, the same. It brings me, this was perfectly in time. It's about our ambitions, how to be oversubscribed. That was the recommendation of Mariah, the best book ever. And this is about like surrounding yourself with people who are dedicated either to their own projects, or if they are experts or they are really big enthusiasts in some of your areas, when you can get something for your and grow and develop yourself, and never go less than you want to. So if your dreams are high, keep them big. Otherwise, you can stop somewhere in the middle. And another point is that self-motivation is very important. So even if you feel that you are burning out, and you feel that you are tired with your life, with kids, with everyday routine, but you still have this huge idea how to go, remind yourself how big it is, how cool it is, and how you would feel when you are there, when you are feeling it. I keep that's not related to the subject, but every wish that I give someone on their birthdays to my friend is to enjoy every second of their being. And this is something what I am trying to do it. So if I want to do something huge, big, and what I was dreaming of, I am enjoying every single step of that. Bad or good or neutral, I'm trying to keep the maximum from it. Even though it's a challenge, even though it's a problem and someone is not happy with something, I'm trying to turn it the way that I will enjoy it. So that's the point. If you're on the way to your big dream, enjoy the process. Just enjoy the walkthrough. Mariah, tell me please, if you can recommend your students or your followers, those who are still deciding what they want to do with their career, what do they want to go to the aesthetic field, or do they want to go solo from being the esthetician in the spa, would you recommend any specific courses, books, or trainings they can take that will bring them from point A to the desired point B?
Yes, so I would obviously definitely recommend taking any of my advanced classes here at Project Esty, which I will actually be partnering with you, Olga. So we will have advanced trainings, which are going to be awesome. Everything from both the skills that you need, so like hydrodiamond, cryotherapy, so many cool body treatments, like a little bit of everything, which is awesome. But also like those advanced things like the business, the marketing, personal branding, all of the things that have really helped the business grow. So obviously here, this is what I would recommend more than anything. Come and see me and see Olga for our advanced training.
Okay guys, So that was expert on expert interview. We are done with the questions. Please subscribe, like this video, comment below what other questions would you like us to cover, and comment also below how would you want Mariah to handle her grand opening in this beautiful academy.
Thank you.